hell was that? I mean, I want you to change it, but I don't. Now it sounds like we're in a circus or something. I mean, first it's Farmville, now it's Circusville. Come on, man. No. I want you to make it sound good, you know. And well, keep trying. Hey, everybody, welcome to Defending My Collection, the video series where I go through all my Blu-rays, and kind of a little disappointed in you. Where I go through all my Blu-rays and show them off, and we're up to the letter H. We're slowly going through these, and we haven't even gotten to the M's yet. I feel like the M is like the halfway mark, and we're not even there yet. Although I don't think that's the halfway mark. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to the H's, and we'll see how this goes. You know, I talk too much, and that's about it. So we'll get started. Anyway, First off, big thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome. And thank you guys. I mean, I believe I'm up to 190. I actually got 190 subscribers. Yeah! It ain't much, but hey, it's more than I had. And every day I seem to get a little more, and that's great. That's great. So congrats to me. Thanks. Thank you. Big thank you. And I was going to mention in the last video that I apologize. I didn't know this guy's YouTube title. Come on. And what I decided to do, starting in the letter F, and then yesterday, or in the last video in the G's I did, I'm giving away one of the movie's streaming UV codes. And for nothing, I'm just going to hold it up, and the first person who watches the video and sees that code, if they want that movie, they can have at it. But the very first one that I gave out was Fury, the Brad Pitt tank movie. And I couldn't think of the guy's name who actually asked for it. And I just want to give a big congrats to Too Many Movies, TOOMANYMOVIES. And it's all one word. And he's the one that took the that got the UV code for Fury. So I'm glad you enjoyed that movie. He says he really enjoyed it, and congrats! I'm glad you got it. And the last one that I gave away, The Guest, that cool like mystery horror thriller. Nobody wrote me saying they got it. So if you got it and you want a shout out, send me a mail. Say, hey, I'm the guy that redeemed that, and I'll give you a little shout out, and congrats. And I don't know what we're going to give out today. In the H's, I might find something, and you'll get a free UV code movie from me. Anyway, let's get started. H's. Well, you know, it's funny. The very first H movie I have is a classic. It's the classic Halloween, John Carpenter's genius work of art. Saw this in the theater, and it might not have been the opening Friday. It might actually have been the Saturday, or that at least that opening weekend. Look at that, beautiful. This is the newer kind of digibook. I don't like how they slid it in there. I'd rather have a thingy, but a thingy. And I kept the sticky booger back on there. I didn't take it off. But yeah, you know about this. Everybody, horror fans, you know, Halloween. Just a classic. Just a great film. Let me move some stuff over here to make some room. But I saw Halloween that first opening weekend, and I took a day to it, and it was so packed we had to sit way in the back and kind of in the corner. But we saw it, and I went many a times. I actually went once with a cassette player and recorded the audio, and then I would listen to that, because, you know, it was, you know, video was just starting. But man, that movie, the audiences were screaming and jumping out of their seats, and Ron, you know, the whole Jamie Lee thing at the end with him stalking her, and the keys, and people were going nuts. You know, those first time movie experiences, when you see a classic, or you see a movie that you know is going to be an instant classic in the years to come. And I remember the reviews saying it was outstanding that the director was able to make such a fantastic film on such a small budget. And way to go, Mr. Carpenter. You've knocked it out of the park a number of times. And I think I heard recently your health isn't too good, so I hope he's not watching this. What am I talking to him for? But anyway, if you are, hey, I'm sorry. I heard your health isn't doing too well, which is why you're not doing too much film work anymore. But anyway, yeah. So of course, when it came out, I got this, and then when this cool version, the remastered version, came out, I got that, and then yeah, then the sequel came out, Halloween 2. I like both of them. I like 3. I think, did I talk about 3? Well, we'll get there when we get there. Halloween 2 I liked. I liked that it continued right after it, and the Shape didn't die. He just kept going off and killing more people. And then ended up in the hospital looking for his sister, And so this was the first version that came out, and I'm glad I got it because, wow, look at that. Chucky. There's a Chucky flyer in there. Wow, this is PlayStation 3? Coming soon, PlayStation Network. Wow, you could play Chucky and kill people? Interactive game. I didn't even know about that. Anybody out there play this Chucky game? How was it? Was it cool? Oh, open the thing up and the sleeve's all sliding out. Sleeve and sliding. But the reason I kept this when I got the new one from, is this Anchor Bay? No, Scream Shout, of course. No slipcover. Why didn't they do a slipcover on this? I don't know. Was this when they were just starting? But this is loaded with extras. Scream Factory, Shout Factory, they do fantastic work. But the reason I hung on to this is because it came with Terror in the Aisles, which is a cool little flick that I saw in the theater, and it was fun. It's not a great thing. It's it only talks about the movies of a certain era, and but it was cool. It was cool, and so I kept that. And then of course you get the this version with the load of extras. Look at all those extras on there. Yeah, has the reversible cover. Never really cared for the original, the pumpkin with the skull face cover. This is kind of cool, so I kept that. And of course they released Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And I really, really kind of hoped, I appreciate that Michael Myers has become one of the, the great horror icons of our generation. Our parents had, Frankenstein, Dracula, Mummy, Creature, Phantom. Oh, the list goes on. And I guess you can say that with us, with Michael Myers and Jason and Chucky and Pinhead and I'm missing lots of others. Leatherface. But anyway, what Carpenter originally wanted to do was make a different Halloween-based movie every year, and not revolving around the Michael Myers story. And he did the first one, Season of the Witch, and I went and saw it, and I remember I went with a couple friends, a guy and his wife, and they hated it because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. And I saw firsthand that was what really happened. Everybody wanted to see another Michael Myers slasher film, and they're like, "What's this with the masks and the guy with Stonehenge? This is stupid. Why? Where's Michael Myers? This was a dumb movie." And that's all they kept saying. And at dinner afterwards, we were talking, and I kind of told them what I had read in Fangoria, that Carpenter wanted to take it into another direction. And they're like, "No, that's stupid. Why did they do that? They shouldn't have done that." And I kind of wish they did another reversible cover, but I kept the Scream Factory one. I don't like all the Halloween movies. I believe I have them all. No, I didn't buy the mega set because I had already bought everything separately. So for me to go out and rebuy it again just because they come in and it's a great case. It's a great set with the black cases. That's just amazing, and it's cool. But I had most of the movies already, and the first 3 are the ones that are mine. I love those movies. Halloween 4, Danielle Harris was, when I saw this movie, I was like, who the is this little girl? She can act her ass off. She's amazing in the thing. What she does at the end of this one, it's this one or the. I think is it this one where she's on the staircase and Donald Pleasant's looking up, going no. Man, Danielle Harris, and then she's gone on to become the Scream Queen. I've talked about her before. In what was the other one that she was? What was I talking about? Not Stakeland. I don't know. It was some other thing I was talking about Danielle Harris. But anyway, this one's all right. It's okay. I love the opening of this. The opening credits with the farm and the fences and the Halloween decorations kind of flapping in the wind and that. It was like, all right, this is cool. Michael Myers is back. We're gonna watch. But you know, it's the same thing. It's dumb teenagers and then this and. I get these two confused. I'm not sure which was the one with the Halloween party and the girl in the attic and then on the roof and hanging from the roof and falling. I don't know if it's this one or this one. I think it's this one, which really, to my yeah, this one, doesn't Michael Myers fall in a mine in this one? It's been a while. This one's still sealed. And it's been a while since I seen these two. Probably this year I'll watch them. But I kind of like them. You know, I got them in my collection, but they're not as good as those first three. And then I picked this up because I felt it was a good deal, because instead of buying 3 movies, I got the one that comes with all 3 movies. And again, being that I didn't care for them that much, but I wanted to be a completist in my collection, I really didn't care about quality. And they're all like squeezed on one disc, you know. So let's see, Curse is the troubled one, right? Isn't it? That's like the only reason to get that box set, because they come up with although I just read this week that they're going to release it separately. So I'll pick up the producer's cut and have it separate, and I don't have to get the whole box just for that. And I think didn't the big box set come with like more extras or an extra disc of extras? I'm not sure on that. But that one was okay. No, this one wasn't okay. It was like, who's the guy in the boots and the tattoo? And I had seen a bootleg of the producer's cut on VHS. It was either VHS or a DVD-R or something. And you know, isn't that first one the Curse where he breaks him out of jail at the end? I think that's that one. Yeah, because H2O was when Jamie Lee came back, right? And then Resurrection was the live telecast from the house and the people getting killed. I haven't seen that one. I really didn't see that one yet. I saw the Jamie Lee one. Yeah. But there's your Halloweens. And then old Rob Zombie, like he's a pal of mine. Yeah, he went off and did a remake, which I was, again, totally, you know, why? It's a classic. Don't touch the classics, please. But, you know, he made Jason. What was the other movie I was talking where I said he's beefy, he's big and monstrous, and Friday the 13th. I was talking about the remake. He made Michael Myers really scary again, I thought. The beast, the beast of him, the strength, the violent kills, and that's Rob Zombie. You know, that's what he did that I really enjoyed in this movie. The opening, where we get a little backstory on young Michael Myers, is okay. It was fun to watch for me because it was new, but the reason I don't like anything really past 3, although 3 stands on its own, past 2, is because 2, he got shot in the eyes and then he burnt in the fire and blew up, and kind of, it's weird. It's like when I saw the first movie, Carpenter made this character the boogeyman. He's the boogeyman. When Donald Pleasance when Loomis looks over that balcony after he shot him and he's not there, and that look on his face, that shock, like, where is he? Was he even here? What? It's the boogeyman. You know, he says to Jamie Lee, It was, yeah, as a matter of fact, it was. That's a standalone movie. It's cool. It's like, was he really there? Because she would have those visions in school, and there he is, and then he's not there, or looking out the window, he's there, and then he's not there. So it was really that was one of the advantages, as opposed to being a slasher, a guy in a mask just killing people, and he's got some weird thing why he wants like prom night or terror train. There's a history and there's a reason he's getting revenge, and that. The first Halloween was so great as a standalone movie, and it still is. If you don't look at the sequels or if you ignore them, it's just such a great standalone movie. And I heard they were doing a second one, and it's like, But then they did, like I said, they continued it right from that point. It's like, oh, he got up and went away, and he's now going through the neighborhood and walking through the house and getting another knife, and which is great. The lady watching Night of the Living Dead. And I liked it because it ended with him blowing up. It's like, okay, now we can move on. And I believe Carpenter and them felt that, which is why Halloween 3 Season of the Witch was going to be a whole new, okay, we'll do, like a trick-or-treat movie why don't they do a trick-or-treat movie every couple of years, like an anthology like that? Everybody got so hooked onto the Saw, where Saw would be every Halloween there's a Saw movie, and then it became the Paranormal Activity. Every Halloween there's one of those. It's like, I told you before in my other videos, ghosts don't scare me, but murderous, sadistic brutes with a big knife and crushing skulls and. But I was going to say, the opening of this with the history, it's like, well, now you're giving them a backstory. Now you're giving them a reason. And they kind of did that in Halloween 2 with the sister, although that was an edited scene that was added into the television print. So if you saw it at the theater, there was no deal about being a sister. That all came later. See, being an old timer, I remember this stuff. You youngins today, you don't know. You thought he was his sister all along. But anyway, so that became the mythos anyway. And then the William Shatner mask. That whole story is hilarious, how that all came to be and became. But anyway, the opening of this was entertaining, and it was cool to see him kill his parents and stuff. And then the ending, I didn't care for. It's like you're just doing the same stuff. You're just redoing. I do a little something other than making it more realistic, and not realistic, but more violent. Do another little take on it, So then he did Halloween 2, which he fooled all of us. He's like, oh, he's in the hospital again. Oh, I guess we're going to have another one of these. And then it turns out to be a dream sequence. And then it does go other places, which was kind of cool. And again, sadistically violent. Can I just say, too, on this disc, there's a fantastic 4.5-hour documentary on the making of this. That alone is worth buying this for that documentary, just to see the filmmaking process. And I'm going to plug it, our movie On the Down Low that my buddy Tadio Garcia and I made. We did a very close to 2-hour documentary on that movie, and that's on the DVD. They're running out of print. I looked on Amazon. Now you can only get them from like third or second party people, because I believe our contract was up with Image Entertainment, and I think we're trying to get that to bring it back, because we're getting more fans on our movie on the down low. And but we made this great documentary on there, and it was, being that we made the movie for like $8,000. You could see it. It's definitely fly on the wall of us, because I was there on the set when we were shooting the movie, just filming everything behind the scenes. In fact, if you go to YouTube, or you're watching this, if you go to my past videos, there's a whole playlist of all the On the Down Low, the trailer, and interviews and screenings and things like that. And there's it's called the raw footage, On the Down Low Raw. And it's all my unedited videos from every day on the set of making our movie. So if you're interested in making movies or getting into filmmaking, the Rob Zombie documentary, there's quite a few really good documentaries on some movies. I'll try to shout them out when I do come across them and see them and remember. But they're great documentaries to watch, just to see how they did everything. And on the down low, how we struggled guerrilla style a lot of times trying to make our movie. Which, folks, shameless plug, go out there and get it. It's only like $9. You could probably get it even cheaper. But we put our heart and soul in that movie. And we were very, very gifted by all the people that liked it, understood it, and got it. In fact, there was a gentleman who actually wrote a thesis on our movie, and he pointed out so much stuff that we were trying to get across that a lot of people don't see. Anyway, enough about me. Yeah, The Hangover. Funny-ass flick. This one alone is a funny-ass flick. I don't think this is the extended. Oh, it's unrated, so maybe this is the full version. More pictures from the missing camera. That's the back. I know there's many versions of these, steelbooks and things that kept coming out. Yeah. CDRs of Hangover 2 and 3. Yeah, simple. I like the premise. I thought this was pretty funny. Zach was great. Ken Jeong is great. Everybody was great in this movie. I laughed a lot. Don't have any of the sequels in my collection. I'm going to throw these away. I'm getting rid of all my CDRs. I don't like the sequels. I don't know. The second one was just kind of more of the same, but trying to be extreme. And the third one, to be quite honest, after about 20 minutes, I turned it off. I was just like, no, I don't know. I just didn't. But you like it? That's cool. Enjoy them. You like, I like, you like. This television show, along with Bates Motel, which I have not seen, although I hear it's doing pretty well, and this one got canceled. Everybody should see this movie, this show. I haven't, I didn't want it. I didn't want to see it. I liked the original movie so much that I didn't think Hannibal would work for television, let alone an NBC broadcast television. And Mads Mikkelsen is now in my head, right now, he's Hannibal Lecter. Anthony Hopkins, damn good actor, won the Oscar, that's cool. But after seeing this show, Mads Mikkelsen is so much a better Hannibal. You really, by being a television show and having 12 episodes, 13 episodes, to develop this character and just see how manipulative he is, and okay, that's that. Performances are outstanding. Visuals, writing, directing, cinematography is beautiful on both of these, and it gets better in this, and the third one is even more artsy. This show is fan-frickin-tastic. There's slipcover on the second season. Again, like I said, if you haven't given it a chance thinking, how's it going to be? Oh, and it's so gory. I can't believe the things they get away with, especially in this first season, and then the second season, in the horse, and then the bees, and the guys stitched together in the there's so many horrifying images from this show that I cannot believe it was on television, on NBC. And of course, the idiots that they are, they decided, well, the ratings aren't great, so let's just cancel it and throw something else on, a goofy comedy or another cop show or procedural. Hopefully, someone will pick it up and he'll be able to wrap it up. I thought I remember reading when the first season came out that he had a 5 or 6 season plan where he was going to do it and then wrap everything up. But hopefully he'll be able to do that. Hopefully he'll be able to... Who am I talking about? Is it Bryan Singer? Of course, he's not on there. Buzz, Hugh Dancy, Lawrence Fishburne, and they don't mention the director or the producer. Why don't they do that? Anyway, I think it's Bryan Singer. Maybe it's not. Brian Fuller? Brian Fuller, maybe. The guy who did Pushing Daisies, which was another great show that was canceled. He attempted to do that, the Munsters remake, which I really didn't care for, that one standalone that was done. I'm too much of a classic Munsters fan. But anyway, give Hannibal a chance, man. Just watch it. Like I said, there's only like 12 episodes in a season, and they go quick, but they're so good. They're so well written, so good. Ah, yes, John Woo. Love this movie. This is one of my favorite action movies of all time. Well, it's got quite a few extras on here. If you haven't seen Hard Boiled, see it, watch it in its original language, watch with the subtitles. Yeah, you got to read and watch it because the dubbing. But so much greatness in this. The hospital scene, the whole ending hospital scene, and that one single take shot going through, and then in the elevator reloading, and then coming out again. Those single take, when I see movies with single take shots, especially action movies, where there are squibs and there are multiple characters in different locations that have to, this guy's going to fly through a window when they get to him, and this guy's going to get shot and fall against a wall, and the blood's got to go flying here, and to know it's a single take, and all these people are like waiting for the camera to arrive because they're down on the below floor and they're doing that, and then they come up the elevator and then they're doing that and they're coming through. It's just outstanding when you see filmmaking like that. There's a take in more recently in Daredevil, the Netflix show Daredevil. Was it Netflix or Amazon? Where there's a single take fight scene in a hallway of an apartment building. And I was thinking earlier, there's a True Detective has one episode that ends with this long, and they get in the car and they drive, and then they come out and they're going through houses and fighting, and there's gangs everywhere, and they're shooting, and all that had to have been mapped out and timed, and that to me is like, to take the time to plan all that out is just great. And when you see it and you realize what's happening, you really know how to appreciate it. And Hard Boiled does that to a T. But it's a great story. It's a great Mr. Fat. Chow Yun Fat. Yeah, or is it Fat? Sorry. Still sealed. Why? Because I've had this a number of years. It's probably one of those movies that I always just kind of pass because it's like, well, do I want to get into that? Because it is so great. If you haven't seen, I'm going to say that for a lot of movies. If you haven't seen this movie, see this movie, Hard Candy. I'm not going to go into what the story is. You can see it. You can see the trailer and that, but great. Probably first-time performance from her. What the heck is her name? I'm sorry. Ellen Page, Patrick Wilson. Pretty intense in some scenes, pretty shocking in some scenes, and just a cool movie. A really cool revenge movie. That's all I'll say. This is a guilty pleasure that I had on VHS. No. I had this on Laserdisc, and then I had it on DVD, and now I'm so glad it came out on Blu-ray. Not that it mattered, but I like when older, unknown movies or not really appreciated movies come out on Blu-ray because, for me, high def, 1080p. And I can enjoy it in its best quality. But I saw this movie, and it was like executive decision. It was a great time. I was in a great mood. I didn't expect what I was watching, and when it was playing out, I was like, this is a cool movie. I really am enjoying this movie. And I say that about Hard Rain, which I believe was originally called Flood, but because there was a natural disaster, a real natural disaster with a flood. I think around the time of release, they decided to change its name to Hard Rain. Morgan Freeman, Christian Slater. There's a couple other really good people in here. Randy Quaid. Poor Randy Quaid, man. What happened to him? Ed Asner. Oh, yeah. Richard Dysart. Betty White is hilarious. And so is Dysart. You know, Richard Dysart from The Thing. Earring, the doc. Anyway, if you haven't seen Hard Rain, give it a chance. If you've seen it and you're like, man, that was okay. You know, storm's coming. There's a big flood in the city. He's the bad guy that wants to steal the money from a armored car that he is a new security of, and the town is getting flooded, and they're battling each other for the money, and you know, it's kind of like a Die Hard. You know, it's the one man against all the criminals, and but it's fun. It's really kind of cool. I have no complaints with it. I really enjoy it. What can I say? Classic. Classic. Had this baby on Laserdisc. What year was this? I can't see. Hardware. Hardware is Richard Stanley's first masterpiece. A lot of people might not like it because it's like a rusty metal knife. It's like grinds. It really creates the atmosphere of the time and the way life is in this film. And the old cyborg robot thing in the room with the girl and the wiggly wobbly man. What was that thing he used to? The old wibbly wobbly, the old slimy, sweaty, grimy pervert across the way watching, and some great gore, just some great science fiction, some really kick-ass music, and some gore music video along with some torture, and cool soundtrack. Richard Stanley, man, he came out, he did this, and then he did another, which is my favorite over this, is Dust Devil. I love Dust Devil. I wish that would get a nice... The DVD came out in a nice special edition. I believe there was a theatrical, a director's cut, and then the soundtrack, I think, came out in the Dust Devil DVD. Plus, it had a documentary and I think some other shorter films of his. But it's not out on Blu yet. And I believe there's a new documentary that just came out on him, and I cannot think of the name. I'm sorry. Just look up Richard Stanley documentary 2015 and you'll find it. I got to pick that disc up. But he's a great director, and he tried to do Island of Dr. Moreau, and Val Kilmer and the studio screwed around with him and got him, I believe, fired, and another director took it over, and that movie shows that it's not like what it should have or could have been if Mr. Stanley continued on. Who knows what that movie could have been. I never really looked into like his screenplay or what his original vision was. And I think that documentary on him pretty much covers that fiasco, that problem he had. But he hasn't done much. He hasn't done anything. And it's really a shame because he is a talent. And I wish more of his... I wish he was able to do more movies. Because he was like one of those original visionaries with Hardware and Dust Devil. Harold and Kumar. At the very beginning, there's that little thing. That's all. It's like people singing. It's like Harold and Kumar. Kind of wish that played out in the other sequels. It's a funny movie. Go to White Castle. Of course. Product placement at its best. What? Stoners go to White Castle. You go out in a club and you're drinking all night and you're coming home. What else is open? White Castle. Let's get some sliders and sober up. Let's soak up that alcohol with some greasy little burgers with holes in them. And those tiny little onions. I want them now. You know that scene where they go there and it's another restaurant. I can't think of the African-American actor that's in there. He's been in a lot of comedies, and he's talking about those, you want those nice sauteed onions and that. It really gets you hungry. But it's a crazy movie, you know. you know, pot smoking and a couple of goofy guys and their one night adventure to look for some more sliders. And hilarity ensues. Oh, this is old. Everybody has this. I'm not going to worry about the UV on this one. I'm not going to give this one out. But yeah, I got the disc with the double DVD and the Blu-ray, and it's great. It's got a lot of good extras, but like I mentioned in one of the other videos, it doesn't have like the opening menu that the excuse the belch that the belch attack. That's it. Okay, just two. That the DVD had. The DVD menu was cool. I think I said that in one of my last videos. That it's them sitting in a car like it's a scene from the movie, and they're just like driving, and then they start talking. Like, how come he's not hitting the play button? Well, at least pick a chapter. What are you watching us for? There's a movie. Watch the movie, you know. And that's funny. And the menu was like that on the DVD. You would go to chapters, and then there's another scene of them talking to you. And Spinal Tap was like that. I brought that up in the other video. But anyway, Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. One of the funniest comedies. And they did come out with the sequel, Go to Guantanamo Bay. I got the slipcover with it. Yay! Not as good as the first, but it was still very funny. Well, I don't have the third one. Is there a third one? There is a third one. Oh, I do have the third one. It's the Very Merry Christmas, and it's in my 3D section. So we'll get to that when we do the 3D movies. Dude Changed the Movie interactive feature. Put you in control of Harold and Kumar's trip. I never did that special feature. Includes bonus digital copy. Interact, yeah, put you in control. Select from new and alternate scenes to change the course of the film. Many possible options. Wow, so it has like multiple maybe endings or different scenes. But anyway, I'm going to have to look into this one again because I only watched the unrated version straight through and was very happy with it. But apparently there's lots of other stuff here. You know, back in the Laserdisc days, we were really spoiled with all the amount of special features they would give us. And then DVDs came out, and DVDs loaded us with specials. But then you get movies like on Blu-ray, where they have the room to put 5 movies on a disc, but you get a bare bones movie with no special features, just like a trailer. It's like, come on. And especially if all that stuff was on a DVD or a Laserdisc. But now that the Blu-rays are out, and maybe it's just me being old and just don't have enough time in the day that I don't watch much of the special features anymore, you know? Sometimes I do. But I mean, geez, the Lord of the Rings set, you could spend days just looking at the extras for that movie. But I'm glad when the Blu-ray has all the extras, because, you know, then you feel good paying for what you're getting. You know, a thought occurred to me the other day. Well, not the other day. It had occurred to me. And I was talking the other day to a friend of mine about it. And, you know, you see my collection? I have, well, more than 1,300 Blu-rays. That's all I'll say. I don't have the actual, I can look it up because I got a DVD profile database where whenever I get something, I put it in there, and I keep an eye, and it's well over 1,300 movies or television series on Blu-ray alone. And I was talking to my friend, and I'm sorry to say this to all you collectors. There are so many great collectors out there, and I love you guys, and I watch your videos, and you guys have so many. There are people out there that have more. There are like DVD, Blu-ray, Laserdisc, people, VHS, they saved everything, and they have a special room, like a library with all that in there. Came to the realization, you know, you're never going to watch all that. You're never going to live long enough to watch every single thing in your collection. And I think the thing is about collecting, like, and this is, I'm speaking for myself. It might be different for you guys. But for myself, I like to have the physical media in my hands, in my collection. I like to have the movies I like and the television shows I like in my collection, in my possession. So that if I'm at work and I'm thinking, wow, you know that movie, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, I haven't seen that in a while, and I really like that scene where they're going through the Cyclops' treasure, and he raises the rock and he looks down at him, and then he grabs the men and he puts them and he's going to cook them, and then the tongue, and I'd like to see that again. So then when I get home from work and I finish up my daily duties and I go sit in front of my television, I just go, okay, let's watch that scene, and I'll watch that scene, or you know, a movie or something. It's the fact that I have it and I can watch it anytime, any day, whenever I want, like that. I don't have to go to a streaming service or a Netflix or something and hope it's still there, because I hear a lot of those, they have huge chunks of movies or shows and they're there only for a limited time, and then they take them away to put new stuff up there. And so if you're looking for an episode of The Munsters, you're not going to find it. But if you got the DVD set, you just go, oh, that's my episode. I want to watch that episode tonight. Excuse the burps. So, yeah, I think at least that's why I collect. And why because I don't do streaming. I don't do any online stuff, you know, other than the internet. I don't even have an iPad. I do everything on my laptop at work with Wi-Fi or at home on my home PC. So I don't have, even my phone is not like an iPhone or anything. I can't do anything on the internet on it. So to me, this is, you know, and I love movies, and you guys love movies too, and you want these in your collection, and it's just something always, you know. And but when you look and you go, you know, there's not enough time to watch all this stuff. So maybe you'll put something in for like an hour or something, or you'll sit and watch the whole thing through, or you'll have a marathon, you know, which I want to join into Ryan Chataway's marathon next year. And but the fact is, you got it all. You got what you want in your collection, and you can watch it at any time, any day. And folks, man, every Tuesday they just come out with more and more and more, because Hollywood is just making more and more. Although lately there's more not so good movies than there are really good classy movies. But sometimes you want a Transformers in your collection. Sometimes you want Wild Hogs because a scene in there made you laugh, or it was on $5.99 bin, and you went to the Best Buy or someplace, and you just kind of were in the mood to buying something, and I want to bring something home, so I'll buy a $5.99 movie of Collateral or something. And although Collateral's a really good movie, but yeah, so sometimes you buy those bad movies, you know. Anyway, I went on my tirade and I'm done. And this movie kind of came out of nowhere, horror film that I really liked. I really liked the practical effects in it, and the story, the character, even the characters. The opening was really cool in this. I love the opening credits at the Mardi Gras thing, and talking about Hatchet. I won't go too much in this because I already talked a whole bunch. And but this was a cool horror movie. I really liked this movie as a horror movie. Monster Man guy. My favorite scene when he rips that face off. And then the sequel came out. It's like, well, you know, I got to get it. Sight unseen, I bought it. Kind of put me to sleep. Kind of was like, what happened to the... And the third one. All right, third one's going to be good. Daniel Hare... Not as good as the first. It's... I don't know why I don't like these, but I got them. Second and third, not too much. First one I absolutely love. Speaking of classics, I wasn't, was I? No. This is a must-have in any collection, especially if you're a horror fan. But even if you're just a average movie lover, you must have this in your collection, because when October comes around and you're looking for, I want something kind of scary, you definitely want to put in The Haunting. The original Haunting, not the Liam Neeson, the remake that was CGI crazy and ugly. And this, from a little kid, my brother was watching this one time, and he says, you really should watch it. And I was like, it's so boring. They're just talking. There's nothing, no monsters in it. You should watch it. And I did. And there's a couple really, really terrifying scenes. You know, the pounding on the doors, the film work. When I grew to appreciate films, and man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, and really terrifying, and a great little story. And get it for your collection. It's great. Thank you, Blu-ray, for bringing it out. I kind of thought maybe Criterion would at one time. Who knows? Oh wow, this was a good movie. This was. Is this English or is this a language? English, Norwegian. This may be a Norwegian movie. I heard about this. I think I saw the trailer and it intrigued me. I was like, you know, this looks pretty good. And I saw it and I loved it. And I was so glad when the Blu-ray came out. It's called Headhunters. And I'm not going to say much about it because I want the viewers who never heard of this movie to see it and just let it unwind. You know, I'm one of those guys that I'd rather not see a trailer unless it's like a blockbuster or something, but like a movie like this, I'd kind of rather... Although I'm glad I did see the trailer because I wouldn't have known about this movie. Although there was a lot of talk about this when it came out, about how really good it was story-wise and that. Really an interesting and adventurous ride this character goes in this. But definitely put this on your list, Headhunters. That's the cover. There's the back. It's definite cool-ass action flick. Yeah, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say because it's just really damn good. Damn things. Anyway, this film came along. Not a fan of the comic. Never read the comic or graphic novel, if that's what it was. But I like the main actor in it, and love the director. And you had to get it on Blu when it came out. Hellboy. Cool-ass story. Funny. And why can't I think of it? Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was born to play the Beast in Beauty and the Beast television series, and this guy, Hellboy. He's perfect. He's perfect. And Hellboy 2, with the old slipcover and the cool lenticular going from the comic to the Ron Perlman. Really good. Lots of great extras in here. Like this one too. Kind of wishing there was a Hellboy 3, you know? This one not so much. This was okay. Well, it was good. It was good. Look at that. That's cool. He actually does change into the live action to the comic. Wow. Yeah. Guillermo. Great stuff. Oh. I should have put this out. I should have did this in Skin Slip So Bad It's Good instead of Poultrygeist. He did a contest, a scavenger hunt, where you gave 10 questions and you had to look through your collection and pull out. One of them was a movie so bad it's good. And I did Poultrygeist, the trauma film, which I love. But this, I forgot I had this. This, I could not believe what I was seeing. When you see, it's from the team that brought you Machine Girl and Tokyo Gore Police. You kind of know what you're getting into if you haven't seen those movies. Not as good. Tokyo Gore Police and that. I mean, they are way out of the top, but something about this movie, when I first saw it, I laughed my ass off. I was... Helldriver. Put it on your queue, your Netflix queue. Look for it in the bargain bin. Stream it if you can find it. This is one of the most outlandish, ridiculous, funny, have a party at your house, throw it on, have beer and pizza and popcorn and little bud, and you are going to laugh your ass off at this movie. You're going to have your jaw drop going, what the F am I watching? What is this? And I believe the opening credits pop up on the screen about an hour into the movie. So you're like watching this and there's no opening. What is this? What's the name? And then all of a sudden, Hellraiser, Helldriver. Here's the back. It's a Roger pick. Roger says, go watch this movie. And if you don't like it, I didn't tell you to watch it. What are you talking about? The classics. Classic horror. Doug Bradley, Clive Barker, Hellraiser. Got this version. There was a couple versions that came out on Blu-ray. And yeah, I kind of like how the disc has the art of the puzzle box. Yeah, the Arrow is releasing that beautiful set. Aaron Pinn, shout out to you for talking about it and for just desiring it. Your desire for that special box set that's coming out from Arrow is just genuine, and it's great, and I just might pick it up. I'm hoping the third Hellraiser movie has an uncut version in that set, because I know that's been edited. And I did see a version, I don't have it on Blue, I did see a version, just like the Hellraiser 2, there's a extended version that I believe is on here. Midnight Movie. Again, no extras. Bare bones. And I love this one. This one got to me with the guy and the maggots and cutting himself on the mattress, and just some great surreal terror, horror. The Cenobites, what an amazing creation by Clive Barker. And even McFarlane, I think it was McFarlane, did a bunch of the Cenobite figures. And then there was a line, tortured souls, that had like chains attached to them and body parts ripped out. And those are great figures to get. But these two movies, man, yeah, I'm probably going to splurge on that Arrow box set when it comes out. And everything after 4, I remember reading in Fangoria about part 4, which was going to be like an anthology. I think there were 3 stories in there. One about the puzzle box maker. And there were different stories. And I remember reading in Fangoria, I think, that it was severely ripped apart by the producers, and it's not exactly what the original director had envisioned. And I wish it was, because there was a lot of stuff I saw in Fangoria that never made it to the movie. I believe it was in Fangoria. It might have been another magazine. Excuse me. But yeah, these movies are great. The first three, and I'm so glad that Arrow is bringing that box set out. I'm with you, Aaron. I'm waiting for it. I just hope it's going to have the unrated versions of especially 2, not so much 3, but I would love to see those extra scenes of 3 put in. Wow. Well, this movie, science fiction of now. If you ever been in a relationship with anybody, this is just a fantastic little film about a person who falls in love with his phone Surrey thing. Fantastic performances, beautifully shot, beautifully acted. Probably will pull some tears out of you. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Her, check it out. Check it out. Her. Moving along. I don't have the original on Blu-ray because I heard the transfer wasn't that great, and I do have a nice big special edition on DVD of this movie. But then the sequel came out, and I really, as bad, not B bad, budget wise, as B as the original is, gritty. I remember seeing it in the theater. I saw that, and it might have been with the car. I don't know if that came out around the same year. Talking about Hills Have Eyes, Wes Craven's horror fest. The idea of the family and the camper stuck out there, and these hill people, and Baby Fat, and Toe Cutter. No, Toe Cutter was Mad Max. Pluto, and Michael Berryman. Man, just terrifying. And the way the ending happens with the using the mom as. But the sequel came out, and I'm like, I love the first so much. The grindhouse feel of the original, like the original Chainsaw. It's that grainy, documentary-like horror experience. I still get chills watching that opening of Chainsaw, the original, with the quick flashes of the body as he's digging it out, and then that I was going to say statue. The image of the body on top of the tombstone is just horrifying. Never forget the first time I saw that. But anyway, the remake of Hills Have Eyes came out, and I enjoyed it. It was like, wow, way to take a movie and put a little twist on it, and it's essentially the same story, but they kind of based it more in a reality type situation as opposed to just hill people, and the mutations because of the radiation and all. And then the second one came out, and I took a chance, blind buy, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the second one too. Hills Have Eyes 2, unrated edition. Loved the trailer to this, or the teaser. The teaser was just somebody walking, dragging something, and then you see that it's a body. It was such a great teaser trailer. Both these movies are really great, scary movies for Halloween, folks. If you're looking for Halloween picks, pick up. If you haven't seen the remakes, if you haven't seen the original Hills Have Eyes, give it a chance. I mean, it suffers from budgetary and acting, and although a young Dee Wallace is in there, but because of that grittiness, is one of it's the character in the movie that I really enjoy watching. It is that raw, like Last House on the Left, that raw 16 millimeter film or whatever. It's yeah, good stuff. This was a fun film. This is an amazing tale how this happened. I gotta find out what UV I'm gonna give you guys. What do I got here? That. I got that. Look for a newer movie that maybe I can give out to someone. I don't see too many. Maybe. We'll see. This one has it, but I think most people have this already if they want it. It's an unusual story. Grindhouse came out. Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, and they had a contest for filmmakers out there to make a pseudo Grindhouse trailer. And the winner of the trailer contest, you know how Grindhouse has those pseudo Thanksgiving Day and Machete, which became a movie. Movies. They had a contest to do your own Grindhouse trailer. And I was going to do it. I came up with one called like a Gator Girl or something. We never did it. But yeah, I got that from Matinee, Gator Girl. But it was a cool. I wrote the thing, and we just never filmed it, never entered. But the winner had one called Hobo with a Shotgun, and then they went off and they made a feature of it with Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer. Where's Rutger Hauer? Blade Runner. Where's Roy Batty? What? How come he's not doing movies anymore? He comes back, and he's the best thing in this movie. Just watching him. And now he's in a lot of stuff, good and bad. But I'm glad he's finally getting work. He was one of our greatest actors back in the 80s. Nightwing. I wonder if that's on Blue. Hobo with a Shotgun. Very much feels like a trauma film. It really does, because of the gore and the bad acting. But I think that was all done on purpose. Of course it was, because it's a grindhouse. It was supposed to be a grindhouse movie. I heard there was supposed to be a sequel where the girl whose arm gets by the lawnmower was going to have either a gun on it or something, kind of like Planet Terror, the girl with the gun leg, Rose McGowan. But anyway, I got this, and you can't see it. Can you see it? No. Oh, I got. Let me just show it off. Just like there. Yeah, right there I got. Yeah, doing this again. Right there, right above. Hobo with a Shotgun poster, autographed by the director. I got that through the B Movie Cast. Yeah. It's cool. And you know what really made me oh my God, they're using that. The opening credits where he's on the train coming into town, the hobo, Roy Batty, Rutger. The music they use in the beginning is the opening score to Cannibal Holocaust. Did you know that? Wait. No, it's Mark of the Devil. Now I'm getting them mixed up. Because in when I was talking about Cannibal Holocaust, I went on that tirade about Mark of the Devil and how the opening themes sound alike. Now I can't remember. Is it? Yeah, it's Mark of the Devil. They use the Mark of the Devil music for the opening theme of Hobo with a Shotgun. Don't think it's Cannibal Holocaust. But anyway, that made me like, wow, they're using that music. This was an early buy. This was, whoa. This coming out, that coming out. This was an early buy for me. I kind of liked it. It was like a guilty pleasure. Came cheap, and I picked it up. I'm talking about Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon. At the time, it had some groundbreaking special effects. You know, when you see the gorilla coming back from being invisible, all the organs and stuff that was done CGI-wise, and all the invisible effects and things like that. That was pretty groundbreaking at the time this came out. Looking real quick here. 2000. It was 2000, so 15 years ago. To be honest, since I bought it, I haven't watched it, because I got all this. You're never going to watch everything. But, yeah, I enjoyed it. Hollow Man. It was kind of cool. Oh, boy. It's going down, but, you know, this is this is definitely my favorite television series of all time. The sun came out, that's why it suddenly got very bright. And I'm so glad they remastered it and cleaned it up and put it out on Blu-ray. Looks beautiful. I've watched these possibly hundreds of times, these episodes. And I still laugh at the jokes. I'm talking about the Honeymooners. Take a break there while I belch. I'm sorry, I'm really belching a lot today. Yeah. Slipcover. Not going to say much. Everybody who knows Honeymooners, wow, it's really bright now. Everybody who knows Honeymooners knows it. Everybody who loves it has that set, or the DVD sets. On my DVDs back there, I got all the Lost episodes, which came out in those big, fat, thick cases. I think there was like 5 or 6 discs in a case. Before they were doing the real thin ones, they were the big, fat ones. So I got basically everything except for the Miami color skits that they did, which I kind of wish would come out. The full shows, the variety show that Jackie had. But man, the Honeymooners, there isn't a day go by that I don't use some Lulu or some to the moon, Alice. This is a fun one. Had this on laser. had this on DVD and bought it on Blu. I'm glad it came out super cheap. Cheapo Eco. Honeymoon in Vegas, Nick Cage, one of his finer roles, James Caan, and the horse lady. No, sir, I don't like it. Funny movie. I really laughed at this a lot. I really enjoyed this. It's got a great score, a lot of Elvis Presley songs done by various people, and shot in Hawaii. Beautiful. Beautiful to look at, funny. Just a cool romantic comedy. Really, really good. Wise men say. Does this come with a... No, it doesn't. I was going to give this one away. Most horror fans have this. Yeah, it's a good ride. It has terrible American English dubbing, so if you do watch this, and hopefully most of those die-hard zombie fans that have this movie will watch it in its original. Wow, that's really bright. I hope I'm not washed out. Talking about La Horde, or The Horde. It's a French film, I believe, that originally came out. Outstanding. It's got some CGI effects, but it's a great kick-ass. You want a kick-ass zombie film? This is it. This is great. Great stuff. This is a classic from back in the day. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, 1972. Saw it at the theater when it came out, and wasn't a big fan. It was played on television a lot, but when the Blu-ray came out, and it was remastered and cleaned up a little, and has some extras in there, talking about Horror Express. Fun little train monster movie ride. Not going to say much about it. See it if you haven't. Wow, this movie. Man, no digital copy. This movie is pretty damn outstanding. I believe this is another Australian film. Revenge film. All I'll say is, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. If you're into like revenge films, The Horseman. Pretty intense, pretty extreme. And yeah, that's all I'll say. The Horseman. I'm trying to get through all these a little quick. Hour 9. Wow, Korean film. Great monster movie. Where the heck is the sequel? A couple of months, geez, maybe beginning of the year, they released one little scene from the sequel to show, I guess, look, we're doing it. And that little minute-long, 2-minute-long scene was great, and I'm waiting for the sequel to this. Korean monster movie. Pretty much came out of anywhere, nowhere, and I'm saying that a lot. If you don't have it, have it. If you don't see it, see it. Came out of nowhere. I'm talking about The Host. Cool-ass monster. Creative design. Really liked it. Liked this movie a lot. And like I said, I'm waiting for the sequel. Some great photography in here. Sorry, no UV code. I'd give that away, but there's no UV code. Well, I brought this up. And no, I didn't. I was talking about Saw. Yeah, I picked this and the second one up. I'm glad he didn't do any more. People consider this to be like a torture porn, but there's only like one section in there where someone's getting tortured. The rest of it is like more of a cat and mouse, how they get there. I'm talking about Hostel, Eli Roth. I don't love it, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty horrifying, some of the stuff in here. And yeah, it was when I saw it, it was cool, and I enjoyed it. And you probably all know about it, Hostel. And then Hostel 2, I like how he did it and changed it around with the females. That was kind of cool. And advanced more on how the people communicate, you know, betting and with the phones, the cell phones and that was all really cool. But yeah, they're very bloody. They're very gory. Not intestinal gory, you know, stuff like that, but limbs falling off and stuff. And a lot of blood. There's some beautiful imagery. like in the second one, when the girl's getting the blood bath or blood shower with the girl hanging above and she's bathing in the blood. Most people probably think it's just pretty extreme and mindless, and but your movie, my movie, you like, I like, you like. It's whatever. No reason to argue. I was telling someone about that the other day, and it's like, why argue about a movie if you like Hostel and you don't? Why have a fight about it? Why badmouth it? That movie sucks. So what? You don't like it, don't watch it. You don't have to complain about it. Some people love it. That's the way it is. Live life. Enjoy life. Don't get angry. Lower that blood pressure, damn it. Edgar Wright, great filmmaker. I haven't seen Ant-Man yet, and it's getting some really good reviews. People are liking it and laughing at it and enjoying it. And I'm kind of curious to see how how Edgar Wright would have done it. But again, like I said, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But you all know he was let go from that, and they brought in another director to finish it or do it. And anyway, he did the great Shaun of the Dead, and then he did Hot Fuzz, which was his take on the buddy cop action flicks, and it's outstanding. It's outstanding. I love everything. Why am I saying Eli Roth? I like everything Edgar Wright has done, from the television show Spaced, which if you haven't seen, you must see. Boy, I'm washed out. I'm going back so I don't. I hope this isn't too bright, people. His television show, Spaced, which has Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in it, and a whole bunch of other people that are in these movies, Shaun of the Dead and this one and The World's End. See Spaced if you haven't. It's a British show. There's 2 seasons. It comes in a nice, real big box set, but it's loaded with what is the term they use, where it's movie references and comic references and things like that. Very a lot of that stuff sprinkled throughout some really funny stuff in that television show. Shaun of the Dead is great. This is great. Scott Pilgrim, I love. Video game movie, World's End, yeah. Alien, bar to bar thing, drinking, and Hot Fudge is hilarious. This is really, really good. If you haven't seen Hot Fuzz, if you haven't seen anything by Edgar Wright, check it out. If you haven't seen Spaced, check out Spaced. See, now this is one of those that I remember laughing my ass off when I saw it, either on cable or and I took a chance, and well, I didn't take a chance because I already saw it, but I bought it on Blu-ray, and whenever I put it in, there are a lot of moments in this movie where I really laugh out loud. Hot Rod, yeah, the stunt kid on his bike. Yeah, I'm not a what was it, Andy Samberg fan. I'm not a fan of really any of the new SNL people. I stopped watching SNL back in the Eddie Murphy days, Billy Crystal days. I kind of just stopped watching it, and I've been hearing, the lows and the highs of that show as it's gone on. And whenever there's like a really well received skit, I'd go on YouTube and I'd watch it and enjoy it. So I'm pretty familiar with things, the different characters and stuff that were created. But I knew nothing about Andy Samberg, and he cracks me up. Cool beans, beans. Yeah. We're in the H's, and I got a Criterion. How about that? What movie does Roger have from Criterion Collection? This is another trippy movie, man. This thing, didn't see it at the theaters, of course, but wow, nice. I'm kind of glad Criterion did it because it's loaded with extras. I'm just gonna belch out loud, okay? Get that out of there. Talking about House, the Japanese flick. Man, this thing is nuts. This is nuts. Pianos, eating people, and heads floating, and haunted house frightening, crazy, goofy visuals. And thank you, Criterion. Thank you, Criterion. Let me open it up. There's the inside. Now the sun is going down over there and it's really glary. And it comes with a nice book. You know, it's... if you haven't seen House, give this Japanese movie House. 70s? 77 it came out? 77, yeah. Okay, we'll do these two together because I got them together, even though one probably should be in the D's. I might have to turn down the... Let me close the shades a little. Hold on, folks. Maybe that'll make it a little less bright on people. That looks much better. That looks much better. Okay. Plus, I was getting blinded looking out there at the sun going down. Another Rob Zombie, his first feature, which I absolutely adore. I love this movie. I love everything about it. Although the ending with the Dr. Satan, is it? Gets a little, you know, when they're underground. That part, it gets a little. But I always kind of thought it would be a perfect movie if, and I have no problems with it. Like I said, even that ending, I'm going along with it. I'm talking about House of a Thousand Corpses, which is like a carnival ride to me. The opening credits, outstanding. The whole Captain Spaulding, outstanding. His place with all the weird little collectibles, and the gas station, and Edwin. Oh, we lost Edwin. What is his name? The guy that comes in with the axe. He's a character actor, and we just lost him the last week or the week before. Can't think of his name. I'm sorry. But anyway, and then when they go to the house, well, the gas station is like a ride, you know, type of thing, and you're seeing all the serial killers, and then they get attacked, and and they get brought to the house, and then they get attacked, and all that, Bill Moseley and all, and then the Rabbit Run, and the underground stuff. I always thought it would be kind of a perfect movie if after all that happened, and then the ending with Dr. Satan and that it ends with them all of a sudden coming out of Spaulding's gas station ride of the horrors, and that was all basically like a ride. You know, the whole movie was one encompassed thing, and they're okay, and they get in a car and drive away, and then maybe there's an evil man in the back seat or something, you know. But no, I enjoyed House of a Thousand Corpses. I really liked this movie a lot. I watched it on Halloween lots and lots of times, and then he did a pseudo sequel called The Devil's Rejects, which was brilliant, beautiful, hard to watch. Bill Moseley, outstanding in this. All of them, even Sherry Moon. My God. Sid Haig, hilarious. So many cameos in this movie, too. Even Deborah Wenger from Warriors, or whatever her name is, shows up in this thing. Michael Berryman, Ken Foree. They're all... It's great. And... 70s, very has a grindhouse 70s feel to it. The opening credits, the music, it just, and you know, now whenever I hear Freebird, I think of that scene in the convertible, the shootout. It's those two movies made me love Rob Zombie. Then when he did the Halloween, it was kind of like, but those two, especially House of a Thousand Corpses, very artistic. He was really throwing in all he can do, and it seemed like he tightened up everything to get more of a serious tone with Devil's Rejects, and I really like that. Great stuff. Okay, this is a... all right. So what? So what if it has... Paris Hilton in it. So what? Everybody always says, the movie sucks. Paris Hilton, crappy. Like she's the movie. No. House of Wax, the remake. Love the original Vincent Price. It's in the 3D section. Yeah, I love that movie. I grew up with that, watching Vincent Price, House of Wax. But I really like the concept of this, of the house being made out of wax. You know, like, and then the way it ends with it on fire and they're fighting and then floors are falling. I really like that. I really like the concept of that. And it's pretty horrifying, some of the stuff, the wax people and the, you know, trying to, there's a lot, and you know, say what you will about Paris Hilton, but she has one of the best kills in this movie. so you got that going for it. No, I enjoyed it. It's a guilty pleasure, and no digital copy, and it's come out on double movie things and that. I got about 5 more left. Like I said, double movie things. Here it is again. I got it twice. But I bought it for this movie, 13 Ghosts, which at that time was at Dark House. Is it Dark House Entertainment? I can't think, you know, with the gargoyle. And I think it's Dark Castle. Dark Castle. They did a couple. They did 13 Ghosts, House on Haunted Hill, Death Ship. Is that the one where the opening with the party and then the thing snaps and everybody gets cut in half? Great opening to that movie. I was like, okay, here's a studio that's really taking the originals and remaking them and making them interesting. House on Haunted Hill is what I meant. House on Haunted Hill, Jeffrey Rush was like the perfect Vincent Price. He was like channeling him in that movie. And the opening at the amusement park with the thing falling, it was hilarious, was great. And then the stuff in the House of Haunted Hill, the creatures in the the ghost thing was kind of floaty thing was kind of odd, you know, but it was still it was cool. It was, you know, you had Jeffrey Combs in there as the insane doctor guy in that, and I liked that movie a lot. And I was like, well, that's cool. And then they did 13 Ghosts. And their spin on that, creating all the ghosts and the glass cases and the glass house, that's one big puzzle piece. I was like, that's pretty original. That's pretty cool. You know, you didn't have to do the thing with the glasses, although they did. But, and 13 Ghosts was another one of those that really scared me when I was a little kid. Some of those ghostly images really got to me as a little kid. Never saw it with the 3D, or not 3D, but with the, you wear the glasses and you can only see it. I don't know if they ever released that like that, where you only need the glass. You can only see the ghost if you have the glass. Anyway, so even though this came with House of Wax and I already had it, this movie never came out alone. So I bought it up because of this, and it was a bonus because it was like a $10 thing for both. So I got it kind of for $10. But I like 13 Ghosts. I liked it a lot. Matthew Lillard, is that his name in there? Gotta get this. It's a Christmas, you know. It's since a little kid, growing all the way up to big old Raj in the gray hair, Papa Roger, Papa D. Watch this every single year. And when the Blu-ray came out and it has a ton of extras, I picked it up. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original, not the Jim Carrey, Ron Howard movie, which I do not like. I do not like it. No, sir, I do not like it. This is the one and only. This is the one I'll always watch. Boris Karloff, beautiful. He's a main one, Mr. Grinch. Yes, I'm going to sing whatever little thing I can. Ah, boy. Ang Lee came out and did Hulk. I liked it. I really liked how he did the comic panels in a couple of the transition scenes. The scene in the desert where he's battling the tank and running around from the missiles and stuff. Yeah, looking at it now, it's pretty CGI heavy, and they hadn't perfected that CGI to that really good point as it kind of is today, although Jurassic World. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. Now the ending, I watched this movie pretty much up until the point where he's in the city and he sees the girl and he comes back to normal, and then I kind of move on. But then Marvel came out and they did the Incredible Hulk, the reboot with the lenticular cover. If this was done today, it'd be in 3D. This was cool. This was cool because you really saw. I liked Ed Norton. Ed Norton is really good as Bruce Banner. But this was done by Louis Leterrier. I don't know who directed this. I don't know that guy. But I liked how they pretty much knew what they wanted to do with the Hulk with this. You know, at the end with him using the cars and battling. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And then doing to put out the fires, and it came with the slipcover and the green case. Yeah, green Hulky case. 2 more. Man, I gotta find a digital copy for you guys. Maybe I won't give one today. Did I? You know, I started that on F. Let me see if I could find something that I had already done that might have a digital copy that you people might want. Excuse me for looking through the collection. I'm looking for something pretty recent that might be people don't have yet. Don't think this has a, no. But this, no. That doesn't. Does Bad Boy, no. Babadook, no, everybody has Babadook. I'm sorry, I can't find anything for you people. Does this one have a digital copy? Yeah. Is this expired? No. Okay. Alright. Found one for you guys. Sorry for that. Let's finish the H's. The H's. You know, it's funny. I've noticed sometimes people, when they say the letter H, they say it H. Is there a country, or was there a nationality of a person, you know, like Polish, German, Russian nationality, that in their learning of English or when they were in school were taught that when you say the letter H, you say it H? Because I knew a kid in school, in grammar school, actually he's a friend of mine on Facebook, that we talk every once in a while. He's an old acquaintance, you know. And they're not forgotten. He used to, when I was in grammar school with him, he would always say H. And I was like, it's H, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, not H. But I don't know, are we saying it wrong by saying H? Is it really supposed to be H? Right down below. Let me know. I don't know. I'm just... Okay, this is a classic. I haven't picked up the original silent movie with Lon Chaney, and I do plan on it. It's in my... I don't have a wish list. Should I make a wish list? But I have, you know, like when you put something in your cart, I save for later, and then I always kind of watch for the price to come down, and then I push it up to the cart, and then I buy it. So right now, the original Lon Chaney Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Dame, is in that save for later because I'm waiting for the price to come down. Although it probably won't because that's Kino. I think that's Kino Lorber. But this one came out real cheap, like $9.99. And Charles Laughton, another great take on the movie, soundy, and one that I remember watching growing up, seeing this one before the Lon Chaney one. It was when I was in my 20s. I really started getting into silent films and watching a lot of the old, like the Unholy Three and The Man Who Laughs and all the great silent movies. Ben-Hur, Wizard of Oz with Oliver Hardy. I believe he was the Scarecrow in that, or the Tin Man. Anyway, Charles Laughton's Hunchback. This is beautiful. The transfer on this is beautiful. The black and white is crisp. It's gorgeous. And it's cheapo eco, so that's why it was nice and cheap. Cheapo eco. That's my copyright. Don't steal it out there. I just went out and patented it. Cheapo eco. And the last movie I have in the H's. Hour 30. This thing, wow, did this win? I don't know if this won Best Picture. No, it would have said it right here. Oh, Academy Award winner. Best Song? Why don't you say what did it won? Don't just say Academy Award winner. What did it win? It doesn't say what it won. Oh, winner of the Audience Award, Sundance. But it doesn't say what the Academy gave the award for. Anyway, I'm talking about the movie Hustle and Flow. And now everybody's going to shut off because they know that's the last movie. And they're like, okay, we're done with the H's. No, turn it off. Let me talk about it. You know it's hot out here for a pimp. Making money. Oh man, I love that song. And when they performed it on the Academy Awards, they raped it. It was horrible. It was like whoever was doing a terrible version of it. But the scene in here, it's the scene when they're creating that song is a classic movie scene. You know, like you see like Eddie and the Cruisers or doing their first song, or the Doors doing their first thing. You know, you have those musical moments when the characters get around and they come up with the Doors, the scene when they're doing Light My Fire, and he's working it out and he's like, come back later, I'm getting this thing worked out, and then you see him finally do it, and they stop and then they change the lyrics a little bit. The scene in here when they're doing that pimp song is outstanding, and there's a lot of times I put this in and just go to that scene to watch it because it's great. But the movie on a whole is a fantastic film and a heartbreaking film, kind of a realization of what trying to make it can be. And the transfer on this is horrible, grainy, unbelievable, dark. But you know, the last time I watched it, knowing and instantly seeing, oh wow, this is really bad transfer, to me it kind of helps it, because it makes it feel like one of those movies from the 70s that were real grainy and had a character, the grain character, the atmosphere of the movie felt like it was an old 80s, even though the music was modern. But anyway, Terrence Howard, great performance, a lot of great people in this. John Singleton, man, Boys in the Hood, and he did Boys in the Hood, right? John Singleton, I think. No, that was Spike Lee. What did John Singleton do? Menace to Society, I think. Can't think, damn it. Who did Dead Presidents? Or was that the Ford brothers? Man, there's so many great directors, and and then I do the, and then the just splashed on me, and then the brain cells go and melt away, and my memories go. All right, folks, that's it. Video's long enough. This might be my longest one. I talk too much. So anyway, I don't have any like newer movies in the H to give a UV code to for you guys, but I did find one just now looking. It's a cool horror movie that I like. You might have it, you might not. I talked about it in the A's, called Afflicted. It's kind of a found footage. Two friends out. One friend recording everything. The one friend is a little ill and kind of like a final vacation. Let's go out and let's record everything. And he gets kind of mixed up in something and starts changing. And as the story goes on, his friend is filming it, and I really like the way it's done. It's really clever. It's very scary in a lot of places for me. Maybe not for you. You got the heart of stone and you don't get scared. But it does have the UV code, and it's good till New Year's of 2017. So it's good for a couple years yet. And I'm going to give it to you, and you could watch Afflicted for free, thanks to Roger, old Papa D here. I'm going to show this. The first one who sees this video and wants this movie can use this code and get your free movie. If you have this movie, move on, but here we go. Let me put it out there. There you go. It's focused. That's the code. It's not cut off. There you go. 4 little sections. And I don't think there's anything in here about you have to go to a certain website or something. But either still this image and there you go. You got it. It's for Afflicted. You're welcome. And this comes in a case that's not too cheapo eco. It's eco, but it's not too cheapo eco. Cheapo eco. I love that. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my H's. We got the G's coming up. No, we got the G's. We just did the G's. We got the I's coming up. Yeah, we got the I's, and then the J. I think the J and K I'm going to do together because there ain't too many. Yeah, the J and the K's will probably be a twofer, but the I's will be next. The eyes are looking at you, kid. But those are the H's. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends. I'm always happy to get new viewers and new subscribers, so please do. Like if you like. There are people that, there's like a couple, like 2 people putting unlike, thumbs down. Well, why don't, you're watching it, why don't you like this? Why would you put a thumb down? Are you doing that just to be an ass? What? I don't care. I don't care. You know, I was talking to Falga. Oh, I can't think of his, I'm sorry. I don't have the computer on. But I sent a message to somebody because he was having an issue with a friend of his having spam or having a, what do you call that? An idiot basically spamming his messages. And, you know, you just got to ignore that stuff. And I'm new to YouTube, so I might be getting some bad messages. And, you're an ass. You fucking don't know my movies, blah, 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 you drink alcohol, blah, blah. I don't care. You know, I'll either delete it or I'll ban the guy. And if you don't like to watch, just don't watch. You know? Like I said, life is too short, folks. Life, I'm 55, and that went fast. You might think, like in the teens and then in your 20s, it's like, oh, I got all the world, all the time in the world. Thank you, James Bond. Louis Anderson. We got all the time in the world. That's Louis Armstrong, right? I think that was him. Majesty Secret Service. Anyway, you can look and you go, yeah, you got this whole life, but man, it goes fast. And when you get older, it starts, why am I talking about this now? I should start a vlog and just talk, right? Should I start a vlog and just talk about things? Because I'm talking about things in my movies. Anyway, guys, yeah, you know, there's no reason to be angry. If you don't like something, just move on. Why do you got to hang out and write comments, bad comments, or what's the point? What do you get out of it? You know, it's everybody's hid behind this where nobody knows who you are, and you feel free to write anything you want, any kind of comment, because no one knows who you are, and they'll never find out. But you know, what's the point? What's the point of hackers? What, you know, they're not getting anything out of it other than going, I screwed his computer up. I just don't get what the point of that is. Cheap Thrills, good movie. See it up there. I wonder if I got the UV of that. Hold on. You might get an extra bonus. There it is. Comes with a book. I'm giving away Roger's giveaway. Yay! Download, go to drafthousefilms.com, redeem cheap. Enter the code below, click apply, and click redeem now. It doesn't say it's expired. Here's number 2 to you guys, folks. There you go. For the second viewer, or the first one again, if he wants the movie Cheap Thrills, which is an awesome flick, and I just thought of it because do hackers get cheap thrills from doing stupid stuff like that? Great movie, Cheap Thrills. You know, it's here. There. If you haven't seen this movie, you got it for free now, thanks to old Papa D. Roger. Guys, just giving shit away. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching me ramble. And I hope you enjoy. Like I said, share, subscribe, like, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay? Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. All right. And hopefully we'll get that main theme organized. Yeah, I'm looking at you. All right, folks. Bye-bye.